Okay, welcome everybody back to Steve Talks Boxing X, STBX, where we talk real boxing with the real boxing fans. And welcome to this special guest edition. And joining me today is Kody Big Mo Mommaerts. Thanks, Kody, for coming on the show. Really appreciate it.
Absolutely, Steve. You're one of the first people I connected with on boxing Twitter when I started working in the UK. And
Awesome.
I've appreciated all the love that you've given me and obviously just being a fan of the sport. So it's taken a while to get us connected, get me on Steve Talks Boxing, but what's good is we're here now. So.
No, it's brilliant. Appreciate that. Got there in the end, I think. So got there
exactly. Yeah.
I know you're 6'6", 6'7".
Yep.
Is that how you come? Is this an obvious question? Is that how you come up with the nickname Big Mo? Is that a silly question?
No. So that's. I mean, I didn't come up with it on my own. I was called Big Mo.
Okay.
When I played high school football, my high school football coach started calling me that.
Okay.
And then Mo kind of stuck, and obviously I ended up playing in college, and the nickname stuck through that. So I kind of just kept it. When I started ring announcing, I didn't want people to struggle to pronounce my name or spell it or anything like that. So I just went with something real simple, a little stage name, I guess, for lack of a better word. And it's easy to remember, and people don't mess it up. So it works.
Sure. Did I pronounce your surname right there? Mommaerts, is that?
Yes, perfect.
Yeah, okay,
actually, yeah, that's exactly it.
Yeah, sure. And clarification, there's a lot of speculation. I've Googled this. Some people are saying you're 6'6", 6'7". Can we hear it officially from you? What's your height?
I am on my driver's license at 6'7". So that's kind of what I go with. But could it be the shoes that I had on that day? Perhaps. I don't know. Yeah. It's somewhere around that area, though.
I was going to say that the Nike Airs normally give you an extra inch in height anyway sometimes. So
exactly right.
You can get away with that. How did you get wild catchphrase? How did that come around for you?
I mean, I'm not like too glued to catchphrases. Like I think catchphrases are nice. I just wanted something that was very different. I feel like most MCs, they use some iteration of "Are you ready X?" or "It's time for X," which are obviously derivatives of what the buffers use.
Yeah.
So I understand maybe why people came to that conclusion, but I want to be a little bit different. I don't want to be a copycat or anything like that. I've actually talked briefly with the buffers about that, and I've seen them talk about it. How, their recommendation to next people doing it is not to just copy, and it's to be themselves. So I just went with a catchphrase that was simple and that was easy. But catchphrases aren't like a super big focus for me.
Yeah.
I just prefer how I do the job and how I carry myself. But the catchphrase is nice.
Yeah, because I was going to say, Michael Buffer, I think that "Let's Get Ready to Rumble" is actually copyrighted, isn't it, as well? So
trademarked heavily. Absolutely. Yep, sure. Big Mo is trademarked. So
yeah, there you go. It's a way forward. When you first come onto the scene, Kody, especially in the UK, people thought you was from the UK, putting on the American accent. Did you get that loads? Did you?
Oh yeah, no, I got that. Like a lot of times, people are like, "He's faking it. He's faking it." I'm like, "No, I'm actually an American." I've met a couple British MCs that fake American accents, which I find kind of interesting.
Yeah.
But no faking here. I am definitely American. I fly 2,000 miles across the Atlantic Ocean to come MC fights in the UK. I love it. So, but yes, I'm American.
Yeah, we can clarify that, sure, because I know there's lots of speculation on the internet and X and Twitter saying that why are you putting on an American accent, but we can that. With regards to yourself, do you have a soundproof room at home to practice in then?
I do. Not to practice, but I do some voice acting and voice recording for various promotions and companies and things like that. So I do have a little area of my room that is kind of soundproofed in a corner with a nice mic setup and things like that, but not necessarily to practice announcing.
Proper let it go then, and proper.
Yes, exactly correct. Exactly.
You're not going to annoy the neighbours or anything like that at all, then. So.
No, I don't think so, which is nice. I live in a place with concrete walls, so I think the noise cancellation is pretty strong, which is a good thing given my job.
Yeah, I was going to say, if the neighbours see you moved in and they're thinking, "Oh no, he's going to be shouting all night," but lucky you got that then, I'm guessing. So
yeah,
sure. When did you first think about becoming a ring announcer?
So kind of the story, and I've told it elsewhere, but I was an American football player in college. Towards the end of my college career, I've always kind of been fascinated with the entertainment industry. acting, hosting TV, stuff like that.
Yeah.
I was always a very good public speaker, and I started hosting like events and award shows and galas and things like that towards the end of my college career.
Hmm.
And I had friends that said that I should try commentary, because commentary is a common transition after you get done playing the sport, as you go become an analyst or a pundit. We see it in boxing all the time.
Yeah. Hmm.
But I was tired of football and basketball. I played those my whole life. So I became a commentator for a local organization in Denver called Sparta, where I was just a color commentator. And I remember seeing the ring announcer, and I was like, I think I maybe could do that. I don't know, perhaps. So I pestered the promoter. He eventually let me do it. At that point, I kind of took it over. I started branding myself. I used to wear sunglasses in the ring to kind of just be like a visual aesthetic type of deal.
Hmm.
Branding myself as Big Mo, and I just started utilizing social media very heavily.
Yeah.
And went viral a couple times. Got recognized for being a little bit younger and utilizing social media, and then it just kind of snowballed from there.
Yeah, I was going to say the rest is pretty much history, isn't it? Really now.
Yeah,
so.
Pretty much. Yeah.
Which master of ceremony inspired you the most? Then was there anybody you thought, oh yeah,
I'm a big fan of the Buffer brothers.
Yeah.
I've said that publicly a lot.
Mm-hmm.
I believe that each of them, given their roles, are the gold standard when it comes to it. I think they both have a unique style, and they both bring something that's different to each of their sports, which is good. I have a little bit of a relationship with them, not much, but they're nice guys. They've been very nice and cordial to me and complimentary of me, and I appreciate that.
Yeah.
So I guess from an idol and an inspiration standpoint, it would either be Michael or Bruce.
Michael, yeah. And I was going to say, Michael still was obviously going, obviously you're the young end, and Michael's obviously the older end, and he's still
a little bit
going.
He's still going.
Yeah, still going.
And I want him to. I want him to keep going. Shoot, I don't want him to stop. I love Michael Buffer.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah. I agree. Do you think, talking about MCs, do you think you could beat David Diamante in the MC off?
I'm not even sure how you would do an MC off, so I'm not 100% sure
with that question, to be honest with you, but I thought it'd be funny.
I don't know. Maybe we'd have to get I'm curious what an MC off would look like, so I have no idea.
Okay, maybe it's a battle. We'll get this in the ring. Either corner, and then making announcements, and then the crowd determines who's the winner or something like that. So.
Who knows?
Yeah, it could be something. Maybe Turkey Al Sheikh could look at a future shows. You never know. You never know. It could be a future thing anyway. Yeah. Do you ever get nervous before the announcements, Kody?
No. And I've been asked that before, and people get surprised when I say no.
That is a big surprise.
I don't know. I love what I do, and I love the entertainment side of combat sports, boxing especially. So no, I don't get nervous. I actually get excited more than anything else. At this point, I've pretty much done, I've kind of done it. I've done the big fights now. I was 26 when I did Shields Marshall, and that was sold out at the O2 with millions of viewers on ESPN and Sky and all that stuff. So at that point, there's not a whole lot that could surprise me. So I'm thankful that I got to do such a big show so early in my career, because it kind of just ripped the Band-Aid off of what it feels like and what it should feel like when I'm in there. So no, I don't get nervous. I actually get excited. I love it.
Rather than nervous. What about reading the scorecards out the end of the fight? Because we've seen some stinkers with some MCs. They've read the wrong scores.
Yeah.
They've been
I think it's just it's an attention to detail thing.
Yeah, because obviously it's an important announcement, isn't it? You don't want to mess that bit up.
Well, I think so. I don't know. It's interesting for me because I don't like using notes too much.
Okay.
I have a note. When I do fighter introductions, I do have notes on a card. But if you ever watch how I announce, I usually like to make eye contact with the fighter. I don't try to look at my cards. I don't sit there and read off a card, things like that.
Yeah.
But when it comes to a point decision, that's where I have to read off of a card.
Yeah.
And so, in my opinion, I think if you're a professional MC that gets paid to do this and represent networks and brands, I don't really think that there's room for error. So I'm proud to say I've never made a mistake like that, knock on wood.
Yeah.
Never introduced the wrong fighter, never gone to the wrong corner, never called someone the wrong name, never announced the wrong winner or announced the wrong score, never done anything like that. I think it's kind of just a focus and attention to detail thing.
Yeah.
I think when you have the numbers in front of you and the names in front of you, I don't necessarily see the excuse, if I'm being totally honest.
Yeah. But there's still that pressure,
people make mistakes.
Yeah,
yeah, for sure.
There's still that pressure to get it right. You're announcing this in front of thousands of fans.
Certainly.
If you mess it up, then it's like, oh,
look, it cuts both ways. You can't
Yeah.
can't want the job and want that position and want that public position of influence and want to be that person.
Yeah, sure.
Part of that is also that you have to execute when you've been given that responsibility.
Yeah, it's part of the package, isn't it? Really, what you signed up for, isn't it? Really.
Yeah, it is.
Talking about UK fights, would you say UK boxing fans are the best fans?
Yeah, I think so.
There's no hesitation there, was there?
No, from a passion standpoint, definitely not. I don't know how committed to fans they are when they're not at the show. Everyone's different, obviously, but from a live atmosphere perspective, I don't think it can be beat. I think that the UK's got that on lock.
Yeah. Well, I agree with you, but I'm biased.
Yeah, exactly. You are one of those UK boxers.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying. I've got a biased opinion anyway.
Yeah.
If you could have any dream sponsor, who would it be and why?
Ooh.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously, I wear tuxedos a whole lot and dress clothes a whole lot. I'd probably have to go with Tom Ford. That'd be pretty cool. Have a Tom Ford sponsorship. So we'll see.
So if
Tom Ford, if you're watching this, hit me up.
Yeah, I was going to say, if anyone from Tom Ford is watching, hook Kody up.
Absolutely.
You never know. And that was that was nothing to do with maybe the next potential James Bond or anything like that at all.
I'm not British, so I can't play ball, but that'd be pretty sick. So
yeah, no, that's fair enough. I know you mentioned this earlier, the Shields Marshall fight, but what has been your highlight career so far, Kody?
I mean, it'd probably be that, to be totally honest. I mean, the thing is I want to do the biggest fights possible.
Yeah.
And so when you have, that historic of a night, that was a crazy thing because the Queen had passed before and it got postponed.
It got postponed,
and still sold out the O2. We had two undisputed? No, one undisputed, and then I think the co-main was the unified between Michaela and Alicia.
Yeah.
So we had that. We had Olympians on the card. It broke viewership records. It was available kind of worldwide on every network. It was the first all-women's card. So I think when you factor all that in, I would say that was probably my career highlight.
Yeah.
But then you also have, the pay-per-views with Eubank Smith 1 and 2. You've had, Chris Billum-Smith's sold-out show of Vitality. So I've had a handful of them in the UK, but I'd probably have to go with Shields Marshall.
Shields, yeah. And like you said, it was historic. Well, it's history, wasn't it, in the making there for that all-female card as well.
Yes, it was.
With regards to yourself, who's the most famous person you've ever met? You can give a couple. I don't mind.
I would probably say Shaquille O'Neal.
Nice.
I met Shaq ringside at a fight. I mean, Amir Khan is pretty famous depending on where you go in the world. I did a sit-down interview with Tony Bellew a couple months ago for an event. So up there. Tyson Fury.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
Handful of guys. I don't know.
Yeah,
you need a handful of people sitting ringside.
Yeah, I was going to say you get access to quite a few of the
celebs. Yeah, a little bit. Just a touch. Yeah.
Yeah, I wish I had your job, Kody.
Hey, it's not bad. It does have its perks. I'm not going to lie. It does have its perks.
Has its perks. What would you say is the best fight you've actually seen live, actually there in person?
That's a very good question.
Mm-hmm.
Well, the first fight I did for Sky and Boxer when I first debuted was Chris Billum-Smith versus Isaac Chamberlain, which ended up winning Fight of the Year.
Yeah.
So that was a hell of a fight. Clark Wardley might be up there too.
Oh wow, yeah,
Wardley Clark.
yeah. Obviously recently, isn't it? So
that one was pretty recent.
Yeah.
Buatsi Aziz, I thought was a great fight.
Yeah, good fight. Yeah.
Mayor Jonas at the start of the year was a great fight.
Yeah.
We've had a lot of great fights this year.
Yeah. So there's a few then.
Probably Wardley Clark. I think
Yeah.
when you look at the history of it all, it was at the O2. It did such big viewership. It was heavyweights. It was British title. I think when you kind of wrap all that up, it may have to be Wardley Clark.
Yeah, and some people say the British title fights are the boring ones. I tend to disagree. I think some of the British title fights are sometimes the best ones, to be honest with you. Who is your current favourite fighter to watch, would you say?
Current favorite fighter to watch? Whew. I'm not sure, to be totally honest with you, because you have it for different reasons. You know, I could sit here and I could say Terrence Crawford or Usyk or Inoue, because they're, you know, pound for pound probably the three best in the world. But then I also love watching Ben Whitaker fight. You know, I also love watching Dan Aziz fight or Chris Billum-Smith fight, or you know, so that one I don't know. I like watching all fights.
All fights, yeah. That's it's a good answer, to be honest with you. Pretty much, to pick one fighter is pretty hard.
A little bit.
Yeah, to be honest with you. What would be your dream fight to MC on?
Ooh. I mean, Fury Usyk was my answer before, but that's obviously already happened. Canelo Crawford would be legendary.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
Just, I don't know. For me, it's just whatever the biggest fight is, personally. Like, it's not, I don't go into it thinking like, oh, I really want to announce this specific person or that specific person. It's more just like, if this fight is big and massive and a lot of people are going to watch and a lot of people are going to buy tickets, like, that's what I want to do. So it's not necessarily specific fights.
It's nothing. Yeah, it's more to do with the event itself than.
Correct.
Yeah, sure.
Correct.
No, that's brilliant. Well, that's pretty much it, Kody.
Oh, amazing.
For another show. Yeah, really appreciate your time. Thanks for everyone for tuning in. Obviously, support the channel as best you can with likes and subscriptions and comments as well. And yeah, appreciate your time, Kody.
Awesome. Well, Steve, I appreciate it. Thank you to everyone that follows Steve Talks Boxing. Make sure you follow him. Make sure you share this video. Make sure you follow myself, follow Boxer. I will see you this Saturday for Zach Shelley versus Callum Simpson live on Sky and NBC's Peacock. Yeah. And I'll see you guys in the ring.
Brilliant. Thanks, Matt. Kody.
Steve Talks.